The Pyro H is the latest 4K wireless video transmission system from Hollyland. Now, unless you're doing big production jobs, a wireless video system isn't something you would typically consider. No doubt it's a luxury, but the Hollyland Pyro H, currently going on discount for $369, is here to disrupt the market. Finally, we have something that is accessible for creators on a budget or solo shooters like me. Let's check it out. Inside the box, you have the transmitter, receiver, 5 cylindrical antennas, rotatable cold shoe mount, USB-C OTG adapter, and documentation. Hollyland also sells the Pyro H as a standalone transmitter and receiver. Anyway, the moment I took the Pyro H out of the box, I knew that this is a product that's gonna last long. The build quality is excellent, and I have a dent on my table from dropping the transmitter to prove it. Now let's take a closer look around the device. On the right side of the device is the HDMI in, HDMI loop, and DC power input. Do note that the receiver will not have the HDMI loop port, and that's the only difference between the transmitter and the receiver. Moving to the left side, you have the display screen, power switch, and USB-C port. At the top is the antenna connector, and at the bottom is the 1/4-inch screw hole. Last but not least, at the back is the NPF battery slot, and at the front you have the label and also 2 screw fittings for extra mounting options. In terms of powering the device, the Pyro H supports USB-C, DC adapter, and NPF batteries. I really like the USB-C option because it allows me to power the Pyro H from a power bank or V-mount battery for a simpler setup. It's also perfect for gimbal use because you can power the Pyro H directly from the gimbal. And if you think that was cool, the USB-C port has one more trick up its sleeve. It supports UVC streaming. Basically, you can wirelessly send your camera feed to your computer and it'll automatically be detected as a webcam without any installation needed. Just plug and play. Now let's check out how to operate the Pyro H. It's actually very easy, even with the small display. Firstly, power on the device. Out of the box, my transmitter and receiver are synced automatically on channel 4. But if you want to tinker a little more, just hold down the wheel and it will enter the settings menu. Here you can mess with settings for scene mode, group pairing, fan speed, broadcast mode, and system settings. The two settings worth looking into more are the scene mode and broadcast mode. The scene mode will allow you to choose between HD mode and smooth. I'll put the specs on screen now, but basically HD mode transfers better quality video but at the expense of latency and range. Smooth, as the name suggests, transmits lower quality video but at a super low latency of 60 milliseconds and has a 400 meter line of sight range. And in case you're wondering, here's a latency test in smooth mode. Definitely fast enough for real-time monitoring. Broadcast mode, on the other hand, when enabled, will allow you to send the transmitter signal to 4 receivers. I won't be personally using this, but it's an awesome feature for production teams, especially at this price point. There's one more thing that takes the Pyro H to the next level, and that's the HoloView companion app. Honestly, it can be a video on its own because this app is jam-packed with features. You can do all the basic things such as overlay a waveform, histogram, overexposure warning, and grid. But there's one feature that I'm really excited about, and that's the ability to record your camera display through the app. Now, this might not mean anything to you, but as a tech reviewer that sometimes reviews cameras or camera-related accessories, this means that I do not need an expensive Atomos Ninja to do that anymore. Yes, this is an external recorder plus monitor, and don't get me wrong, it's a great device, but I bought this solely for the purpose of recording my camera display, which doesn't happen that often. Now I technically only need the Pyro H transmitter and the free app to be able to record my camera display, and of course using the app as a low latency, fully functional external monitor as well. I've had the Pyro H for about a month now, and I use it almost every time I'm in the studio. Because as a solo creator, I'm both the director and the talent, and that involves me setting up the shot and then jumping into it with the hopes that the composition is nice and most importantly, that I'm in focus. But with the Pyro H, I can get all of those done with less mistakes, ultimately saving me precious time that can be then used on other tasks. I'll be honest with you, I use the Pyro H transmitter with the HoloView app 90% of the time. It's just a faster and more convenient setup for me because I don't shoot all my videos in one go. Sometimes I shoot in the middle of scripting, and sometimes I even shoot when a cool composition randomly comes into mind. In terms of the image quality, both for an external monitor and through the app, it's crystal clear. I can see everything in frame because the Pyro H can transmit a video feed of up to 4K 30 frames per second. And before some of you comment below about camera apps that pretty much do the same thing as the HoloView app without needing the transmitter? Well, yes, they exist and I've used all of them before. But from my personal experience, the connection always drops and it's so annoying. So far, the connection between the Pyro H transmitter and the HoloView app is solid and has never dropped on me. So that's a quick overview of the new Hollyland Pyro H. There's so much to love about it and I've only covered a handful of its features that are relevant to a solo creator like me. Even at the MSRP of $699, it's a tough price to beat because you're getting 4K quality, professional features, app support, and a stunning build quality. But putting the price aside, the amount of time I get to save as a solo creator when using a video transmission system like this is truly priceless. I can easily cut down my shot composition and shooting time by more than half, and that has been a game changer for me. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you're interested in getting your hands on the Hollyland Pyro H, check out the links below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!